everyone, I'm JD from Willow Journals. Welcome back to my channel. I am a journaler, a journal maker and teacher of journaling courses, and today is day 16 of the Inspiration Journal course, where I'm showing how I created a collage art journal. And the prompt for today is Doily. So I actually had so much fun with this page. I wanted to feature that gold doily, and the gold doily has been used in many of my pages. I absolutely love it, and it connects me with one of my favorite quotes that speaks to me at the moment, which I came up with. There is gold and glitter in the dirt and darkness, and that is the journaling prompt for today. So to add a quote to your page, if you would like to add writing to your page. But yeah, any doily will do. There's lots of paper doilies that you can get. Often you can get different designs. You can get circle ones, square, rectangle. You can get white ones. You maybe want to coffee dye those white ones, or leave it white and write on top of the doily itself. I know you can get heart-shaped ones. They're really cool. I've seen ones in pink, red, blue, all different kind of colours. So see what you can find. If you want to use the same gold doily that I used, that is part of the collage kit that is in my Etsy or over on Patreon or Buy Me a Coffee. That's a kit with over 150 different collage items that you can cut out and use to add to your journal, many of which I have used in my own journal. And so to make that gold doily really stand out, I thought that I would paint my pages black. And that kind of goes with this idea as well of the dirt and the darkness. So the black paint represents the darkness, and then having that, shiny, bright doily, gold doily on top, that represents the gold and the glitter. And so I thought that worked really well as a concept, as a theme for the page. And so just putting it together, I am using this black acrylic paint and laying down my background. And once I do that, I think I leave it overnight to dry, and then I come back and add my collage pieces to the top. Now, I didn't want to cover too much of the paint. I liked the idea of being able to write on top of the paint, so having my journaling space be the paint itself. And that just gives my art journal a different look as you turn the pages. I like having some pages where it's all just paper covering the page, other pages where a lot of the paint features. And yeah, all I want to do basically is lay down a background of paint so that I can write my quote on top. So as I lay down my other papers for the collage part of this page, I'm thinking about leaving enough space for writing the quote. And in terms of what I add on top of the paint, I of course feature that gold doily, but then I also wanted to find anything else that I had in my stash that had gold on it to represent that theme of the gold and the glitter. And so I just looked through my basket of cutouts from Daphne's Diary magazine, and yeah, I have this basket. I showed it in the materials video, I think I did, where I just pull out anything that speaks to me from those magazine pages. So words, images, I cut them out. And there are two pieces that I pulled out from that basket. One was these gold keys, and I love keys. Keys are one of my favorite symbols to use, along with things like mirrors and bottles, things like that. So keys, I thought I would put that aside to do a page where it represented keys to life, or keys to something, keys to joy, keys to gratitude, something like that. But in the end, I just put it on this page to represent the gold. And I suppose if I want to get a bit more meaningful with it, the keys can represent, this is one of my keys to life, is this quote, knowing that there's always gold and glitter in the dirt and darkness. That's an encouraging quote, a comforting quote for me, an uplifting quote, something to keep you going. So a key to get through the dark times, a key to get through the hard times. And then I've got this the teacups, which I have had aside in my stash for a very long time. I just think pictures of teacups are so cute, and I love the designs of them. I love the blue one there, and I love the floral one. Perfect. That's everything I love. But I just never had a page to use them with because I'm not a tea drinker. There's not really anything meaningful about the teacups for me. It's literally just because they're pretty. And so finally, my inspiration journal is the perfect place to put it, because that's what it's for. It's to catch all those things that I love, that inspire me or speak to me, but may not fit with anything else. And this is just a place where I can put all those random things that I have in my stash that I want to put on a page somewhere but don't know how. And I thought, yeah, they've got gold handles, they've got gold on their design. Perfect. And that's what it just represents, this quote: there is golden glitter in the dirt and darkness. It's what is the golden glitter? For me, the golden glitter is beauty. It's wonder, it's joy, it's things that make me smile, it's things that I love. And those teacups, I like them. I just love that picture. It's a really pretty picture. I see beauty in those teacups. They give me a bit of joy looking at those teacups. So they represent a bit of the golden glitter. And yeah, so I put those in the bottom left hand corner, the keys in the top right hand corner, so it sort of like frames my page spread. And then I just will lay down my large doily here. I was thinking about adding some journaling space in the middle of it, but in the end I think that's kind of the star of the show, and so that can just be like that. I love it. It's just so shiny and shimmery and so gold and really stands out on top of that black background. So this is one of my favorite pages. I just love the contrast of the dark background, the paint, the combination of paint and collage, of paint and paper, really getting into the art collage journaling style. And then I get even more crafty and arty and get some more paint out, and I get out some acrylic gold paint, and I just use my finger and use it to place the paint all around the edge of the pages, and that kind of gives it a frame, and just really rustic, really messily doing it. It's not meant to be perfect or anything. It's just about having fun. Oh, I was thinking about adding the word gold to the page somewhere using these gold stickers, but I wasn't sure if they would, even though they're shiny, if they would be too dark on top of the black paint. I really needed something that would show up, basically. So later on in the journaling video, over on my Patreon, I have the journaling video where I show how I add my writing, and basically I used a gold Sharpie, so that could show up on top of the black paint. And yeah, here you can see I'm just having so much fun, just messily adding this gold metallic paint, and it just feels so fun just to use your fingers and get in there and mess up all the paint around and smush it around the page. And yeah, really fun. I definitely recommend trying it. This whole inspiration journal, I hope you're not being too perfect with it, because I just want you to let loose and have fun with this journal, and just experiment, play, use different materials that you haven't used before, and try different things. I loved it. When you are in a spirit of play, you can't help but, I don't know, feel a bit of joy. When I was doing art therapy, I did 3 weeks of an art therapy course, and I learned so much just from those 3 weeks. And they were talking about play and how they really encourage playing around with your art and creativity, because that's where you're pushing the boundaries. That's where you, I don't know, it is scary. I understand that it's scary to play and try something new and experiment. But it's when you let loose and just play and not too worried about results, and it's just about the process, that it's therapeutic in itself, and you can cross over to this other part of yourself where it's just this childlike, playful, real and raw state, rather than being, I don't know, so perfectionistic and so in your head thinking about how it has to look. Just no thought, just whatever you're feeling, just let it out on the page, just have fun. And it is a bit scary going into that unknown. You're like, oh, what am I going to find? And I don't know, this is scary, finding a different side to myself. But if you push through, I don't know, it's worth it. So give yourself permission to play in your journal. Give yourself permission to have fun, and give yourself permission to make mistakes, make a mess, and just go with it. It's not going to be, you know, this masterpiece of art that you're going to frame on your wall that lots of people are going to see. It's for your eyes only if you want it to be that way. It's for you just to have fun. I'm even adding some glitter here to represent the glitter. So I've got the gold on the page. Now I want the glitter. So on the wet paint, I'm just going to add some of this gold glitter. And yeah, I love that. You can't really see it on top of the gold because the gold is already really metallic and shiny. But I like knowing it's there, that there's a little bit of glitter there, and just another layer, another piece that adds to this page. And then even more, I add some sequins. So just here and there around the page, adding some sequins, and I think that just makes the page. And I love sequins, I love glitter. I've always have, as a kid, they were two of my favorite things. So this page, like, all together, this page just is one of my favorites, and I love how it came together. A bit more mixed media, you know, adding a doily, sequins, glitter, adding paper for the collage, adding paint for the art, and just everything. I just love how it all came together. So fun. So I hope you have fun with this page, with your own doily. Maybe you want to add paint, or maybe you just want to stick with a doily. Totally fine. You could even paint your own doily if you wanted. But yeah, I'm just laying out my sequins. If you want to add glitter, if you want to add sequins, if you want to write down my quote, you are most welcome to write down my quote somewhere. Not necessarily in this journal, but I know some of the people who have taken my courses in the past have really been inspired by that quote and have written it down for themselves in their journals. And so you can definitely make use of that quote. I also have another quote that ties in with it. Keep showing up long enough and you will always find the gold. So yes, there are dark times in life, and sometimes those dark times can last a really, really long time. But I believe if you just keep showing up in life long enough, keep waking up the next day, keep going about your life, eventually something will break through where you realize, oh, I just laughed, or oh, I just smiled, or oh, I just felt love in that moment, or oh, I just saw something really beautiful today. And yes, there might be days, weeks, months where it feels like everything is dark and there's no beauty anywhere. I've been there, I have been there. So if you're in one of those places or have been in one of those places, you're not alone. It's okay to be in that place. It's totally okay. But what I found for me is in those places, sometimes you feel like, oh my gosh, there's never ever going to be anything different than this darkness. There's never going to be anything different than this struggle, this pain, this depression, this anxiety, or whatever it is that it is for you. But just keep showing up long enough and eventually something will break through. You'll see a pretty flower and that will just be enough for that day. Another day you might listen to a favourite song and that will be enough just for that moment. Or you might witness a touching moment between two children, like a kid's sharing her ice cream with her brother or something, and that just melts your heart just for that moment, and that gets you through another moment. Whatever it is, you might watch a movie, you might read a book, you might witness something, you might see something, hear something, and that's just enough for you to get through another moment by moment, and keep looking out for those moments, because maybe today there weren't any moments like that, but you never know, tomorrow there might be. So that's something that I just believe, that there is always beauty all around, and love and joy to be found. Some days might not be able to see it every day. That's okay. Eventually, if you keep showing up long enough, you will find it eventually. And I want to be intentional about it too, though. I don't want to just go about my day and, oh, look, something. I want to actually look for it too. I want to find these moments of gold and glitter, and I want to share them. I want to document them and share them. And that's largely one of the reasons why I journal, is to document where I see the gold and the glitter. So yeah, be vigilant in looking for the gold and glitter, and when you see it, maybe you want to document it, and maybe it's something you want to share. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this page spread. Seriously, this was one of my favorite ones in the whole journal. And if you want to add your journaling and watch the journaling video, you can head on over to my Patreon. The link will be in the description box below, and I'll see you over there, and hope you enjoy that video. Awesome, guys. Keep sharing your photos as well of your pages. Some of you have been sharing that in the Willow Bound Journals Facebook group page. So I love seeing your own inspiration journal pages. They are wonderful. And I will, keep checking that out and liking your pages. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. A big special thank you to all my beautiful patrons who supported in May. Thank you for allowing me to do this for another month. I hope you absolutely love being a patron and all the extra rewards you get over on my Patreon. You get access to extra videos and printables and personal updates, first access to my journals, and much more. So if you'd like to become a patron in June, feel free to check out the link in the description box to my Patreon.